I'm Cindy Klein, and I've been a member of Redeemer for the past 15 years. I'm also a co-leader of a very exciting missions trip that we're going to organize and take next summer in June, and we'd like for all of you to consider being a part of it.
And I'm Brett Freeman. I've been at Redeemer for about 15 years now, and I'm excited to co-lead this trip with Cindy. There are tremendous benefits to participating.
Yes, we both went on the trip last summer of 2025 and met the Makukus in person, who've had about a 40-year ministry to the slums of Nairobi, Kenya. And we both feel that that was such a growth experience for us that we would like to invite you to have a similar experience.
Yeah, it was beautiful to see God at work in the Makukus and their ministry in Kibra, the slum that you mentioned, and to see the fruit of young people who, in many cases, without the hope of the gospel, would struggle to see beyond their circumstances in a very, very sad and hard reality of where they live. And so I would say that participating in the trip has the opportunity to both be an encouragement to the Makukus and their ministry, for us to be encouraged as believers in the broader body of Christ and kind of experience the broadness of his kingdom, and to be discipled and grow in our faith, and to be a part of their discipling of the young people. And so one story sticks out to me of a young man who was in charge of sports and taught PE and did a lot of their soccer there, and his name was Wilkins. And Wilkins had walked, had a lot of hardship in his family and trauma, but had walked and found this school and their boys' home, and he was a recipient of their ministry, right? And now is a teacher and a leader, and was a very gracious host to us. And I think a wonderful example of the work God is doing in Kenya is seeing Wilkins following the Lord and sharing his faith and pouring into the young people there. And so that's a taste of what we get to be a part of.
Mm-hmm. I had a similar experience. Having been a high school teacher for a number of years, I was very fascinated by the relationship that the students had with their teachers. The teachers at the school have actually been slum kids themselves and were found by the Makuku ministry and were brought up in the church and in the school, and now are giving back by being the teachers while they are, in addition, college students. And it just shows you the absolute hope that that ministry gives to the people who respond to the call of Christ in that area. They get to have a life that they would never have had, and it brings hope not just to the children themselves, but to their families, and really into the whole area, that you can be born in difficult circumstances, but also be reached by Christ anywhere and be brought to a wonderful future that will change your life and will change the lives of the people around you.
Yeah, that's right. And this is one of the reasons why we're so glad that Camptown can partner with Redeemer and team with Redeemer to make this trip possible. Camptown was founded in 1991 as an outreach ministry of a church in Carmel, and has led dozens of missions trips. And so when Cindy and I, were part of the 2025 trip to Kenya, our hosts, the Makukus, asked us to come back each summer. And we got to talking with Ben and leaders at Redeemer about what would make that possible. And a part of that was just the capacity to organize, execute, and facilitate the trip. And so we're excited to team up for that. And that essentially will be the reason Camptown is engaged, is to assist with that. And Cindy and I have been planning for months now a series of training opportunities, and that's part of why we're starting this process early and allowing for people to be engaged in both our own formation and preparation to bring the VBS and the logistics that take preparation, that take time, right? Passports, immunizations, for overseas travel. So we really want to make the most of this experience by starting early and planning for the winter and spring seasons. So we certainly hope those of you that might feel called into this and to be a part of this work, God's work in Kenya, would consider and apply.
So we're asking you to consider being active in this upcoming trip in about 3 different ways. First of all, we like everybody to be praying about it. Pray for God's will and his blessing on this trip and on the work that the Makukus continue to do. We would like for you to consider either being a prayer warrior while the trip is going on, or being a giver, or being a goer. You know, you can go on the trip, but it's not for everybody. But if you feel called to this, we definitely want you to apply and consider this. But we also need prayer warriors and we need givers to come alongside us to make this possible. We're a team of about 15 people to go over there and be an active part of that Bible school that they do for their children every year. And we want to be able to inspire and be inspired by the situation. So we're going to prepare ourselves spiritually for this experience so that we can bring more and also get more out of the experience that we feel is worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah, well said. Well said. And we will have an info session during the Sunday services, August 2nd, and the 10 o'clock hour. And so we would invite anyone considering and wanting more information to be in part of that.
So if you're interested in learning more about the trip, you can go to the Redeemer website and look under Ministries, click on the 2027 Kenya Missions Trip, and there you can read about the basic outline of what's expected to go. And then you can click on the Apply Now for the application, and maybe look through that and see if, you know, that is something that you really want to put yourself out there for. And then our goal is to have a team decided on by the end of September. So if you're interested, you can also talk to Brent or myself. There are also other people who went on the Kenya 2025 and a couple of trips before that. So anybody who's been there would be a good resource to ask questions to and find out more information about this very exciting ministry that will change your life.